Hello everyone, I'm Denise with Spiritual Growth Tarot, and I'm back to do a reading for Donald Trump's Friday, August 21st. So the top row up here will be to find out what he's actually doing, and this row here is what he may be experiencing. And I'm using the, this row up here is the Thelema Tarot, and this bottom row is the Arcanum. And I chose it purposefully or specifically because we've got the Guido hairstyle here with some of the cards. So I'm, you know, if some cards come through this way, I've set the intention to let us know about Don Jr. Right? Okay. That's the method to my madness there. Okay, so 5 cards for what he's actually doing. Donald John Trump. POTUS, what are you actually doing on Friday, August 21st? Okay. And then experiencing what he will be experiencing. Okay. All right, let's get these in frame. So we have the 6 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Yeah, that's looks a little like a normal day for him. You know, 6 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles come up all the time, and the 9 of Swords has been coming up almost daily. Okay, and then what he's experiencing is justice. 5 of Pentacles was in his reading for yesterday, what he was experiencing. I think it was over here in this position, if I remember. And then we have the Empress. Oh, there's Guido. There's Don Jr. And Judgment. Okay, so I do remember somebody left a comment for me saying that it looked like he might have the funeral for his brother or be attending the funeral for his brother on Friday. So that could be what this card is about here. You know, it's often like moving on to another realm. But we'll get into that. Okay, so what he's actually doing, well, we've got the exchange of money here. He only gives money to get. So this may be speaking about his money laundering. That, you know, it's pretty, you know, obvious that that's the way he's made his fortune. You know, because you don't have $2 billion come to you through Deutsche Bank. And to not let us see, you know, his tax returns, you know, you don't have things like that without being crooked. So, and there's also evidence that his father was connected to the, you know, the mob, which is where his money came through. So, you know, everything was kind of set up ahead of time for him. So 6 of Pentacles. With this, with the Knight of Cups here, often I read the middle card as being the theme for the day. This, I believe, has to do with, you know, being in a bit of a position. This probably has to do with the funeral. It moves forward. You know, all the knights move forward, and with the cups is moving forward towards relationships. With him, I have to read it in the reverse, you know, the inverted meaning, which would be moodiness. especially, and because it's coupled with the Nine of Swords here. This is, he's doing something regrettable. His exchange of money has to do with things that are absolutely regrettable, that, you know, he will at some point, if it's not in this lifetime, it'll be, you know, in his next lifetime, well, he'll pay the price. But what he's doing, I believe, is creating a nightmare situation for us. And it happens because of his moodiness and his always wanting to keep the money in his, you know, dynasty, in his family. You know, like normally I would say this is the dark night of the soul, but this is the row for what he's actually doing. So he's creating anxiety and despair for us Americans, and maybe even other people in the rest of the world, because, you know, all the travel gates are closed to the USA. No one wants to come here because we're not taking care of, because under his administration we're not taking care of the, you know, the virus. So the exchange of energies that could come in. He's created a nightmare situation for us, and he's really, you know, moody about that, because all he really cares about is his money. And this card can be seen, you know, in the negative sense. It could be seen as the narcissistic card. You know, it's very emotionally immature if it's in the reverse position. Would be somebody who's very emotionally immature. Wow. So what he's actually experiencing, this, now normally we look at we look to the 10, you know, the card that comes before it, the Wheel of Fortune, as the karmic card. But I see this as being karmic as well, because, you know, life is a mirror, and it always mirrors back to you exactly, you know, what you've been doing, or what you've been believing, and, you know, who you really are. And, you know, when we're spiritually growing, we're not meant to take things so personally. We're just meant to look at life as showing us, you know, our true beliefs. And that way we can take self-responsibility, and it's very empowering, because we can make changes, because, you know, we're the ones that did it, either consciously or unconsciously, and because of that we can, you know, we can turn things around. But he doesn't look at life that way, except for he does have that belief, you know, he did come from that, what was it, Norman Vincent Peale belief of, you know, you say how you want it to be, and that's how life will be. But I don't know if he understands how spiritual law works. I mean, I imagine he understands karma, because, I mean, anybody does. I think everybody does, even children do, you know, older children. But what he's experiencing is some you know, because we got this card yesterday for him over here. So this might be some legal, well, I don't know if it's a document. Well, it would have to be if it's legal, but there's some legal ramification as to his bankruptcies or his finances, and he's feeling, you know, put out in the cold. Notice I don't see... See, now, if the Nine of Swords were down here, I would say he's probably, you know, grieving a little bit about his brother, but I don't see this. I don't see... I mean, this can be a card of loss, but it's the Pentacles, it's not the Cups. I don't see anything here that has to do with him feeling, you know, a lot of pain over losing his brother. So, some legal ramifications that have him feeling, you know, a little destitute. And then this could be him turning to Russia. You know, this could be Mother Russia here. or whoever fosters, that creative, money that he wants to bring in, the ability to create more abundance. And then whoever he's in bed with, which has been the mob, and it has been the, nationwide, human trafficking, the money laundering that comes from the human trafficking and drugs and, arms sales and, who even knows? I mean, maybe even some nuclear proliferation that's going on in there. You never know with this guy because he doesn't care about anything except the money. And then all his relationships are based on, does he get money, or can he help, or can they help me? Like, with Don Jr., can he help me keep the money or help me, hide what's going on? Now, on another level, this could be him attending the funeral, or I don't know, I haven't heard the funeral be a little ceremony at the White House, which would mean that they come to him. So this could be, women. This could be the feminine and other relationships that come in to, to be there with the crossing over, the ceremony for Robert's crossing over. And I wouldn't normally read this card that way. I wouldn't normally read the Judgment card that way. But I just feel intuitively that's what it's about this time. It could be that there's in the reversed position, it can be feeling a lot of self-doubt, like judging yourself harshly. And if that's the case, it's mostly because of his financial situation. I think he's really having even though he has done everything to bring money into, all the Trump resorts, I really feel like this has, these cards that I keep getting, the Nine of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, it really feels like he's suffering, or he's having financial setbacks. So, okay, well, that's all I see. I'm not really tuning into anything else. Other than skeletons coming out of the closet, that could be something he's experiencing. And, especially if we look at these two cards as bookends, justice. The legal system, what's coming out of the woodworks there, or the woodwork, however you say that. Huh, interesting. Yeah, okay. We'll just have to keep up with the news, but then again, remember too that when I'm drawing these cards, we may, what's coming through may be things that don't come through, every day with the news, because we're looking at what he's actually doing rather than what he's saying, and what he's experiencing rather than what he would ever reveal to the public. Like his kids, his relationships, his closest relationships may know exactly how frustrated and angry he is and how paranoid he is. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to get out of his energy because it's really tight. Okay, thanks you guys.